Hey, how's everyone doing today? We're back. We got some more, well, I guess you can call it lore, to check out, read off, look at. So we have, Saber and Archers, previews plus their light codes to check out on the Hoyo Lab. Obviously, as the title suggests, I do not know a ton about Fate. The most I know is some AMVs I checked out years ago and crossover fanfictions, because I'm like, I like Halo, I like Spider-Man, I like Ruby, and seeing them interact with an interesting world and lore like Fate was very cool. To check out, what people would make with that. But anyway, yeah, let's see what's going on. Character preview, Saber. Hey Trailblazers, today we have the character preview for Saber, Destruction Wind. Yeah, super cool. 5-star Destruction Wind, ultimate damage, self-charge, and accumulates excess energy. Saber is a character who deals massive damage to all enemies with her ultimate. She has special core resonance points. When conditions are met, Saber can immediately take action, use her skill to consume core resonance points, and fully regenerate her energy. Yeah, I love the art for both the collab characters as well, because it's like, ooh, and it shows you some other characters in the background saying hello, which is very neat. And of course, their interpretation of the design, I think, has been very good, very positive. Unique character traits. Saber can quickly regenerate energy and use her ultimate with her special core resonance mechanic. Yeah, so big ult spammer. Saber gains core resonance points when she uses her skill, or when any teammate uses an ultimate. Yeah, so not only her ultimate spam, but the team. Ooh, you could probably run her with a ult spamming Serval, right? Yeah, I have a pretty fun Serval build where I could do that. When there are sufficient points, Saber's skill will consume core resonance and fully regenerate her ultimate energy. After using ultimate, Saber also gains 1 enhanced basic attack use. So yeah, I'd probably Ting Yun and someone else. I'll figure out a team for Saber, for sure. Mana Burst State. Saber gains Mana Burst, both when entering combat and when using enhanced basic attack. When Saber has both Mana Burst and Core Resonance, her skill use results in a full energy regeneration via Core Resonance. She will consume Mana Burst to recover skill points for allies. Immediately take action. That's very cool. Yeah, Mana Burst. I do remember there being something about mages in the Fate world as well. Beyond the heroes, the legends. Those characters. Character info. The solitary heroic spirit traverses the long night of fate. The banner of the Round Table remains unfurled in a dream. Alas, the Night King of Camelot has yet to reach that ever-distant utopia. Though still a young maiden, she has heeded the call for this most unique iteration of the Holy Grail War. With the sword and the stone offering its choice once more, how shall she shatter the illusions of the past? The wishes I did not fulfill will end here. Personal matters. Chat gourmet. The food of Penacony is truly fascinating, especially the snack Stargazer. It gives me a nostalgic sense of home. Next time, I'd like a larger serving, please. Yeah, one of our idols we did see her munching down on some food. Hobbies. I don't have any particular interests. No, perhaps I should say I don't have any casual hobbies for myself. Just seeing people live happy lives is enough to make me content. Ah, that's very wholesome there. Share. No matter the world, sharing a table with familiar faces and enjoying a meal together is one of the greatest joys in life. The one wielding the holy sword always fights for what's right. Ah, on her phone. Little preview of the case there. Yeah, wholesome little headbands then for Saber. Basic attack. Invisible air, barrier of the Wind King. Deals minor wind damage to one designated enemy. Yeah, so only use that if you really need SP. Enhanced basic attack. Release The Golden Scepter. Gains several core resonance points and deals wind damage to all enemies. If there are a certain number or fewer enemy units on the field when this ability is used, additionally deals wind damage to all enemies. Ooh, that's pretty cool. So, get some big AoE there. Skill. Strike Hammer. Hammer or Strike Air. Hammer of the Wind King. Deals wind damage to one designated enemy and deals minor wind damage to enemies adjacent to it. Okay, so big. Yeah, blast. I really do love the 3D effects there. Popping up along the ground. Yeah, same thing with her skill. Can see that happening as well. That's super neat. If currently holding a core resonance and consuming it after using the skill usage would fully regenerate Saber's energy, increase the damage multiplier for this instance of skill. Each core resonance increases the damage multiplier for this usage of skill by a certain percentage, then immediately consumes all core resonance to fully regenerate energy for Saber, otherwise immediately gain several core resonance points. Yeah. Check. Crown of the Star. Ultimate. Oh man, that looks so good. Excalibur! Deals massive wind damage to all enemies and additionally deals several instances of damage. Every instance of damage will deal minor wind damage to a random enemy target. After using ultimate, the next basic attack switches to Release the Golden Scepter, and only Release the Golden Scepter can be used. And then telling us the traces, yeah. Blessing of the Lake. Arthurian legend, yeah. Sword in the Stone, all that. Talent, Dragon Reactor Core. Obtain several core resonance points when entering battle. When an ally target uses an ultimate, increases damage dealt by Saber for a set number of turns and obtains several core resonance points. Assuming one core resonance point will generate a certain amount of energy for Saber. Knight of the Dragon. Yeah, we've been hearing about that a few times, so they're just reiterating that. Technique. Behold, the King of Knights. After using technique, increases Saber's attack for a certain number of turns and grants several core resonance points at the start of the next battle. Right, so it makes it easier for her to get her ult up next time around. Ooh, the traces, yeah. Knight of the Dragon. Increases Saber's crit rate. Ooh, that's always good. When entering battle and when using her enhanced basic attack. Obtains the Mana Burst effect. Under the effect, if Saber has core resonance, her energy can be fully regenerated, consumes Mana Burst to recover skill points for allies, and Saber immediately takes action. Yeah, they've chatted about that a few times, but they're making sure we all get it. Related ability. Talent, Dragon Reactor Core. Yeah, making sure you know, hey, this is what it's connected to. Blessings of the Lake. Blessing of the Lake. Saber can accumulate excess energy after using ultimate. The excess energy is cleared and a corresponding amount is regenerated. When the battle starts, if energy is below a certain percentage, it is regenerated to a specific amount. Yeah, again, letting that old spam energy regen go off. Crown of the Star. When using skill, increases Saber's crit damage. Ooh, for some number of turns. During this battle, for each point of core resonance gain, increases Saber's crit damage up to a certain limit. So crit rate and crit damage. Interesting. We'll have to see what stats, beyond like action advance or some other stuff. Maybe true damage would be good. Stuff like that, rather than additional. Adding on. And of course, essential materials. Yeah, so good to pre-farming. Fortunately, some of these you can get from like the very beginning of the game, right? Special note, voice over languages for the current collaboration characters are only available in Japanese, Chinese, and Korean. Yeah, I did hear about that. There's some stuff with English VAs where it's like, oh yeah, they wouldn't necessarily work on this project. Whoopsie. Yeah, that's cool though. And got some little minor details about the character here. About being a foodie. It's a little wholesome moment. And then, yeah, hanging out with friends. Then on to her Lycone. Lycone preview, a thankless coronation. Greetings, Trailblazers. Let's have a peek at the preview for the collab exclusive Lycone. Thankless collaboration. Yeah, one I definitely want to get as well. I have enough to guarantee Saber. And I guess I'll just keep doing, you know, singles and try to snipe the light cone. Well, light cone ability. Yeah, the art, of course. A simpler time. Not all armored up right now. Or no fancy outfits. Light cone ability, King of Knights. Increases the wearer's crit damage by 36%. Using their ultimate, increases the wearer's attack by 40%. If the wearer's max energy is greater than or equal to 300. Whoo, that is a big number. Regenerates a fixed amount of energy equal to 10% of the wearer's max energy. Increases their attack once more by 40% for 2 turns. Dang. Yeah, I can see why I would absolutely want at least Tingyun on the team. I don't really have anyone else who gives energy, so yeah. Big numbers there. Light cone story. Ooh, here we go. A little bit more lore. The girl's ears rang in the Fantasia with the words conversed on that day. This sword wasn't hard to pull out. Or her, yeah, right. This sword wasn't hard to pull out at all, Merlin. Indeed, becoming the king everyone wishes for won't be hard for you at all, given that I'm guiding you. However, Altria, the difficulty is that you can't always meet everyone's expectations. They can choose a more fitting king by that time then. I won't protest. But what if such a person will never exist? Then I'll do my best to meet everyone's expectations. Now the girl had long since become aware of how profound that tragedy would be. Would you have chosen to give up if she were to return to that moment where everything began? The king does not speak and simply grasps the sword tightly. The stone again gives out a thundering roar as the sword is pulled out. Yeah, right, when you have the weight of the world or weight of a kingdom on you, you won't be able to make everyone happy. Just do your best. Similar upgrade materials to her, of course. Collaboration warp. A new warp type. Availability period and rules differ from those regular warps. Please view official announcements. Yeah, I think that just means it's, you know, Saber pity and all that. Still the same numbers we're used to, just a little bit different. Yeah, absolutely. Going for both Saber and her light cone. And then, of course, we have Archer. Our boy. Character preview, Archer. Hey, Trailblazers, today we bring you the character preview for Archer, the Hunt Quantum. I know, first Quantum Male. Hunt Quantum, consecutive skill casting. Well, Sparkle Stonks Rise again. Increased skill point limit, follow-up attack. Maybe a bit of Robin in there as well. Archer is a DPS who can repeatedly use his skill within the same turn. After a teammate uses an attack, Archer consumes his charge, launch a follow-up attack on the enemy and recover skill points. Yeah, again, very fun translation of the design. Great to hear about, you know, of course, the original artist working on it as well. Unique character traits. Archer can repeatedly use his skill to deal massive damage to enemies within the same turn. After a teammate uses an attack, Archer will launch a follow-up attack and recover a skill point. That's probably limited, right? So it's like, oh, once per turn. So you get back to him, you'll get another follow-up. But recovering skill points is very nice. Still makes them SP negative, I would bet, but, you know, still nice. After using his skill, Archer enters the circuit connection state, in which his skill deals increased damage, and he can consume multiple skill points to cast his skill consecutively in the same turn. Yeah, circuit connection. I do remember that a bit connected to like the magic system in mages. Like circuits being mentioned, and what I vaguely remember. Ah, that's gonna be so cool, man. Yeah, the bow and everything. Well, he is an archer. When Archer is in circuit connection state, increases damage dealt by skill. Yeah, consume multiple skill points. Again, they're reiterating stuff, so we'll skip over anything they've mentioned before, but we'll touch on other things, of course. Follow-up attack on primary target and recover skill points. Yep. Using ultimate deals massive damage to enemies, recovers charge points for launching follow-up attacks. Ooh. Okay. So maybe a bit of an ult spam there as well. Get those back to use on your ally turns. Character info. Despair plays in cycles between the past and future. Countless ideals were incinerated before that red garment. Yet, do not let this smear of ashes fool you. Should someone create a phantasmal sweet dream under the guise of false ideals, then he will burn again, facing down the hypocrites of the world till the very end. No matter where he is, he always remains the steadfast hero of justice. Of course, Pentaconi, sweet dreams, yeah. Personal matters, housekeeping. Everything in Pentaconi is so clean. Too clean, actually. Not being able to clean anything is oddly depressing. I really need to break this habit of mine. That's pretty funny. Hey, I get it. House husband vibes. Hobbies. I actually enjoy cooking, but here in Pentaconi, the way things are done seems different. Guess I won't get the chance to show off all my skills. Sorry, chance to show off all my skills. Pity. Yeah, okay. Yeah, very, very house husbando. Something to share. Doing the right thing and doing things right are two completely different matters, and in my opinion, the latter's what really makes the difference. The preparations are flawless. The way I am now, I can fight any time. Yeah, so definitely has his own morals, and House Husbando is what I got from that, which I do also vaguely remember that being the sort of thing. Even a big meme around the community as well. Basic attack, Konshu and Bakuya. Deals minor quantum damage to one designated enemy. Again, don't use it unless you have to. Skill, yeah, this was a big one. Kalidbolg 2, Fake Spiral Sword. Enters a circuit connection state. Deals massive quantum damage, one designated enemy. Yeah, hyper-focused, big damage. Though, if you can use multiple skill points, right, I wonder if you can switch targets, and that will make it more flexible, you know, within the same turn. Yeah, the current turn does not end. Damage dealt by his skill increases, stacked up to 2 times, lasting until he exits. So, as many skill points as you have, go. Actively uses his skill multiple times, insufficient skill points. Skill again causes him to exit circuit connection state. Exit circuit connection state after all met enemies have been defeated in each wave. Okay, so you also can't completely abuse it, at least not what we're seeing here. Maybe with Eidolon's ultimate, of course, the other big one. Unlimited Blade Works deals a massive quantum damage to one designated enemy target, gains charge. There is a cap to charge points. They're like, hey, yeah, can't just save up forever. Can't spam it too much. Talent, Mind's Eye. True, so this is the follow-up, right? After Archer's teammate. Oh yeah, anything connected there? No, all the traces. Damn, all the traces go to here. After Archer's teammate uses an attack on an enemy target, Archer consumes 1 charge and immediately launches a follow-up attack on the primary target. Quantum damage, recovering 1 skill point. Target is defeated before this follow-up attack is launched. Follow-up attack will be directed at 1 random enemy instead. Okay, that's good. Nice. Projection, Magecraft. Yeah, what I was saying with the magic system and everything. Mages. Hero of Justice, and Guardian. Technique. Yeah, fires off the bow. Immediately attacks enemy after entering battle, deals quantum damage to all enemies and gains charge. Nice. Yeah, so won't have to worry about building it at the beginning of the battle again. Projection Magecraft. Archers in battle. Increases the maximum skill point limit. Right, I think from what we saw on the stream, it was by 2. And then, of course, Sparkle gives you another 2, so lots of skill points. Relatability, yeah. Hero of Justice. Archer enters battle, gains a certain amount of charge. Guardian. After allies gain a skill point, if there are more than a specified amount of skill points, increases Archer's crit damage for a certain number of turns. That's nice. Yeah, so Saber buffed crit damage. Archer gets some crit damage in there as well. And his mats, yep, again, also those at least pretty attainable early game. Ooh, and that is as well. Yeah, they're making sure anyone who's starting off, you won't have too hard of a time. And then, yeah, the same notes about JP, Chinese, and Korean being available, not the rest. Yeah, so that's fun. I do like how, after 3.4 story, we're definitely gaining more lighthearted focus, at least in the lore bits. We'll have to see what the event story does, but that'll be nice. Then, of course, the light cone to finish it on off, wrap it up, which I think I'm 120 pulls away from getting from the spending event, which I will say, love that the spending is just not premium currency, right? It's not like, oh, spend this amount of real world money. It's like, no, you can get it free to play or not, you know, just do you have the pulls, and that's great. Like that. Like a preview of the hell where ideals burn. Yeah, great art. And again, I'm guessing that's more of his, more of a classic outfit than what we're getting in Star Rail. Though I think, of course, it's still similar, just but different. Like an ability, hunting, increases the wearer's crit rate by 16%. Ah, that's very nice. When entering battle, and if the ally's skill points max limit is 6 or higher, increases the wearer's attack by 40%. If the wearer uses a skill, increases their attack by 10%, stacking up to 4 times. Yeah, that's skill spam. Yeah, and then of course he increases skill limits, so works perfectly on him. Anyone else who's on, you want Sparkle. Like own story, yeah. The flames of karma ignite the plains. The ideals of unknowns turn to ashes as the ideals of others burn passionately. The guardian traverses between bullets and arrowheads. He can save no one here. He can save everyone here. Kill one person to save one person. Kill 10,000 to save 10,000. The fate of trampling over our peers is one part of humanity's continued existence. The Guardian had already grown used to all this. His steps never hesitated. The determination that covers his legs is like wind. The determination that covers his arms is like fire. He is still seeking a miracle that can bring forth salvation. And of course, after the 3.4 story, that sounds very familiar. Yeah, equal sacrifices equal loss. No matter what you do, will it change anything? But you still strive to do it. Yeah. And if by chance something comes along, then that's amazing. Yeah. The upgrade max, of course. Then the limited time event. Yep, it's different. And then during the fake gift event, spend a certain number of Star Rail special passes to claim the collab exclusive 5-star Lycone, the hell where ideals burn, once the collaboration war begins. Yeah. Yep, and that's 200 pulls, and I'm very glad that I saved and farmed and grinded up. But yeah, that's where we'll end off there for this little section. I hope you guys enjoyed. I think both characters look very cool. I'll be very happy to begin Archer for free and pulling on Saber this Friday. Yeah, let me know which one you guys are most excited for, which one you'll build. Are you pulling for Saber's Lycone as well? Do you have enough to guarantee archers on top of that? You know, feel free to share any of that down below. And are you guys Fate fans or not? Or is this kind of your first time being introduced? I've known about it, like I said, for a long time, but just haven't super gone into it. Like, honestly, just haven't tried. I'm sure if I did, I would enjoy. But yeah, feel free to give recommendations or let me know about it down below. Thank you guys so much for coming on by. Hope you all have a great day, night, whatever time it is for you. Love you all, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.